Bible has a lot to say about homesteading. We homestead, and I know a lot of you do. So this month for January, I am excited that all of our verses have to do with farming, agriculture, the land. And I've got the printable already. I will put a link down in the description so you can print off the verse list for January as well as the matching journal pages, because these are the perfect length for you to copy a few verses each day, and all of them have to do with the land. And some of them are actual farming tips. You'll be surprised, there's a lot of just how to farm in the Bible, but a lot of it is also spiritual lessons and things about planting seeds, about being fruitful in our walk with Yeshua. And so there's an awful lot of helpful information. But as we are looking at the Bible as a whole, it's also really important, I have found, to understand a level of agricultural language, because a lot of the Bible is written in an agricultural tone. So if we look at a lot of passages that maybe we don't completely understand at first read, if we start to think agriculturally, they tend to make more sense. Like Brad Scott used to always say, it all comes down to a man, a woman, a house, and a piece of land. From the garden in the beginning to the New Jerusalem in the end that has the tree of life in it, there's so much agricultural talk, and that's a mouthful, agricultural. And so this month, as we go through our verses for January, that's what we'll be looking at as we're copying our verses. Now, I wanted to remind you that if you are a homeschool family, these are a perfect way to have your students be in the Word every day. So you can print off one of these sheets for them, and they can be working their way independently through these verses. A lot of my children, they just use a composition notebook. I like the feel of them with the hardcover, and then they have the lined pages inside, so they work really well for this. And they can just work through each day's passages as part of their schoolwork. But if some of them want to turn it into more of a devotional type time, where they have a little more time to think about how it applies, we also have little journals. Here's this month's Agriculture in the Bible, Lessons Learned from the Land. The journals give you a little more space, and I know you probably cannot read all the words, but over here is the passage for the day, plenty of space for copying it. And then on the right-hand side, up at the top, is key points. And then how does this apply to me? Because anytime we read scripture, we are supposed to change to match what we read. And so this is a good place to be thinking on how we need to change. And then at the bottom, there's room to write out a prayer as a result of reading that passage. So I have one of my students really likes working through the journal and making it more of a devotional time. And then the others use just a composition notebook to copy their verses every day. And I will link where you can get, we have quite a few of these journals, different themes: a cause for joy, Yah's protection, foundational biblical truths to copy, wisdom, taking heed of God's commands, my identity in Yeshua, and of course this month, agriculture in the Bible. And before I head out to do other things, I wanted to let you know, speaking of agriculture, there's a new blog post I just wrote. Our cows went on quite the adventure this week, and we were very blessed to be able to get them back and get them safe in the barn. Well, I wrote about all of the things we learned spiritually, because Yah told us, taught us a lot in those 48 hours, and I wrote about it. And I encourage you to check that out and see what we learned about community, about prayer, about trust, a lot of important lessons. So again, I will link to all of those things for you to explore, and I hope you enjoy learning about the land in the Bible this month in January. Thanks.